All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome back once again to where JJPB. You know it is right here. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed. It's been awesome that we're getting more subscribers and more subscribers. You know, if this your first time viewing the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, welcome to the family. And also to my veteran subscribers, as always, much love to you for all that you do and helping support the channel. Now, today, the reason why we're here today is this. We are here today because we're going to take and we're going to look at the benchmarking of the video game Eve. We're going to have a look at that. We're going to see what kind of FPS we're getting and everything else. So I'm going to take you all along with me, and we're going to go ahead and go to the Action Center, and we're going to see what's cooking. Now that you made it to the Action Center, yes, I got my main screen up. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take and click on some Eve, and we're going to see what kind of benchmarks we get from that, and make sure I pause the audio. So this way, let's go ahead and claim that. I've been on Eve for quite a while, and I mean, just the startup screen alone is you're getting over 522 FPS. Now the thing is this. I did not boost this, and I'm going to show you this. See right here? This says 0. This says 0. This is running at stock. Now, I did not push it to where it's pushing obscene numbers. I've left it stock as it is so you can see what the deal is. So we're going to go ahead and click off that. We're going to close out of that. We're going to go to this. And, we're going to move forward like we always do. And we're going to see what kind of numbers we're getting. And I'm curious. See, now I'm going to have to, let's see. Where's that? Okay. So I'm going to take and slide this over a little bit so this way y'all can see it a little bit better. Okay. So we slid that over so you can see it a little bit better. And we're going to click on the game itself. Now, I can tell you this. We're going to go through we're going to go through the settings, and we're going to look at what kind of settings we got. Oh, that doesn't move. Okay. This right here is the settings. What we're going to do is we're going to disable analyzing. Post-processing, we're going to turn down to low. We're going to turn texture quality down to low. We're going to turn LOD down to low. Shader quality down to low. And the metrics, we're going to turn down to low. And also now, this gives high fidelity, super resolution at 1.0. Okay, I want you all to get it right. And they said on Eve that they were putting FSR 3 in here. And I come over here to Eve to see if they did, and AMD has put FSR 1.0. Now that could not be. Now, if AMD, if you're not paying attention, I would pay attention to it and ask the developers why they didn't put FSR 3.0, which you stated that all GPUs are going to be able to get FSR 3.0. So I'm curious how come it doesn't show FSR 3.0 and you're just giving 1.0. I mean, that's basically like you're giving somebody, you're running off an RX 590, that kind of graphics, I'm going to turn this off. Okay. And then I turned everything off. Okay. So turning everything off. FSR everything. Now look at the FPS. I turned everything off. Everything. Look at the FPS now. It seems that, I'll do better if I want to keep the amount of FPS up high if I turn everything off. Now, if I go back and turn everything on, and I go back and let's say I leave FSR 1.0 off, let's say texture quality, I'll turn that up to high. What do you call that? That right there, just by turning the texture quality up to high, look at it. I mean, you can see the difference. It went from dull to sharp. I mean, I'm very impressed with that. That I'm very impressed with. Let's see. You can tell. Go back into the settings. Okay, so now looking at that, we don't want the shader quality. Let's go to post-processing, turning up high. Okay, we're just going to turn this up one at a time to see which one. Now you see, turning on post-processing, cut the FPS down. So turning that on made the FPS drop. So let's turn it back to low. Let's turn on anti-analyzing won't come on until you turn, let's turn on shader quality. Okay. Let's just mess around with this. Okay. Now see, turning on shader quality to high. Okay. That's how it looks with the shaders on. Now, that means it turns on everything. So don't think shader quality, and you set it at low, means that, because now look at my menu over here. Now you can see everything. Okay, so turning just shader quality on high turns the reflections on, and FSR 1.0 still off. So we're going to turn the post-processing on high. We're going to turn the LOD quality on high. We're going to turn the volumetrics effects on ultra. We're going to turn anti-analyzing on high. And we're going to leave FSR 1.0 off. Still, if you look at it, we're sitting still in the docking bay. Okay, we have not did anything else. I'm going to say like this. I'm going to tell you all like this. You all on this video here alone rate it 1 to 10. you leave your comment down below and rate it 1 to 10 and how it looks, if it looks good on low or it looks good on high, or would you rather have more FPS or would you rather not? Would you rather have more quality than over FPS? Leave your comment down below and let me know. I want to see how many people think that this game looks better with FSR 1.0 off. Now this is off, and we're going to take and go and back into the settings, and then now we're going to turn it back on to ultra quality and return the game. Tell me if you've seen a difference between the before and after. Make sure you can roll the video back to see what the before was and now the after. Where do you see the difference? To me, truthfully, I really don't. I mean, I might have a 1080p monitor, but at least I can see what's going on. But I don't see that, FSR 1.0 did anything. Let me turn this back off. Let me turn it back off and return the game. My eyeballs must be deceiving me. You all tell me if you've seen what you see. Okay. I'll turn it back on. We'll turn it back on again. We'll turn it on quality. Okay. I still don't see the difference. Except for all it did was, in my opinion, I seen it raise the FPS up 100 FPS. That's all I seen it do. As far as quality looking, I mean, let's see. To be fair, looking at these two signs here, that's the way, this is the way they look. Let's do this test again. Look at these signs that are flashing right there. They are flashing. That's a part of the game. So don't question that. Now we're going to turn off and return the game. Do you see any difference with FSR 1.0 off? Or this is off, and now we're going to turn it on to ultra quality. Return the game. Do you see any difference? I don't. I don't see one bit of difference in the two. Now turning FSR off. And if I go here to turn shader quality down to low, that's shader quality down the low. You see the difference now? If FSR made a point, if the AMD had a point with FSR, it would shut those signs off. Now, under shader quality, okay, it shuts everything off. And we'll turn on analyzing to high. I really don't see. Now, see, putting all this into perspective and how the game looks, y'all tell me about it. Look at this. To me, I think it looks a lot clearer. And I'll be honest with you, I think it looks a lot clearer with FSR off. But we are going to move on to the next game. So hold on to your hats. Alrighty. I decided to go with Ghost Runner. CSGO 2 was acting up, so let's go into the settings here. Let's go into the video and check out the resolutions. Okay, so they got FX, Fidelity FX upsampling. They got sharpening scale, DLSS mode. Looks like they got, we'll turn off VSync. Field of view, that's good. RTX, we'll make sure that's on. Let's see, brightness is fine. Materials. Okay, let's go ahead and turn that on high. Let's turn the effects quality on epic. Let's just put it all balls out and see what happens. Let's go to epic. Shadow quality, we'll see. We'll put it on epic. Post processing, we'll put it on high. And analyzing, we'll put it on epic. DLSS mode performance, we'll put that on performance. Turn that on. Turn that on. Turn that on. We'll apply settings. And we'll go back and we'll see what we can get. Let's see. Play game. New game. Yes. Let's see what we get. Let's see if it's going to make us happy or sad. Wow. Wow, that, I mean, wow. Looks like we get 65 FPS. Let's look up into the sky. Wow. So, I guess we're going to have to go into the settings and we'll go into the video. So we'll turn that off. And we'll turn that to quality. How about this? We just take and restore defaults. Okay. Let's look through so that way. Okay, so We'll turn RTX on. And turn VSync off. I don't like VSync, you know, gory effects on, blur. I'm going to change that to medium. Brightness, leave it at 50%. Material quality, leave it at high. Effects, texture, and shadow quality. Shadow quality, I'm going to turn down to medium and see what post-processing high. Anti-analyzing, I'm going to turn down to medium. Okay, performance, DLSS mode. DLSS mode is off, or DLSS is off. DLSS mode, let's put it to quality, and let's apply settings, go back, and resume. Let's see. Wow. Still not impressed with it. Let's see. Let's go back to the settings. Y'all are wondering why I keep going back to the settings, because I'm looking for the quality that they say that the stuff has here, and and I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing anything going from high to low to whatever. Let's turn DLSS mode on the performance, turn DLSS on, and leave an RTX on, turn DLSS on, make sure FX is not on, hit apply settings, and back to the game. Resume the game. Can see a little bit of shadow, not much. Maybe I need to move around a little bit. Who knows? I mean, shadow quality. I don't know. I'm kind of left up in the air with this. Okay, well, we're near a shadow, so let's see. Now, let's go to the video. And you know what? Let's just turn everything to low and start there and see where we go with this. And just turn everything down to the lowest setting. See what it looks like on the lowest setting. And then go from there, work our way up. Turn this off. Pretty much everything's bone stock to low. Okay, everything's bone stock to low. Apply the settings. Now we go back, resume game. Weird. Look at the shadows on the water. Okay, that's at low settings. Now we're looking at that at low settings. Now let's try FX sharpening and apply it. Since everybody's talking about FX from AMD, let's see what it does. Did y'all see a change? And if you did, make sure you comment below. Interesting. Go to settings, go to video, go to and turn on upsampling and make sure FX sharpening. Let's turn this to everybody says 65%. Apply it and back to game and resume. Okay, I haven't seen nothing change. This is what's bugging me right now. Oh my god, this is just pointless. It's almost like it's pointless. Yeah. So, it's pointless. I don't see it keeps turning it off for some reason. So turn both off. Turn on DLSS. We'll turn on quality. Apply settings. Back. Resume. I don't know. Okay. That's it. I'm out of here. Quit game. That's it. Quit game. I'm out of there. I'm out of there. Exit Steam. It's totally pissed me off. Totally back to the main screen. Oh, I can't believe I keep doing that. Oh my god. That's it. I'm sorry. I cannot handle when they tell you that it does something and it does nothing. It absolutely. Make sure you get your drink and snacks, by the way. I do, Look, I don't mean to get upset about this. I even had a problem going into CSGO, trying to set up the benchmarking tools, that I use for MSI Afterburner, and even using Intel's, present mon, the monitor that they newly put out. The problem I'm having is this with CSGO 2 is that it won't let me pop anything up. If y'all know, I'm going to look for the answer to that equation, because before, when I first started it up, it allowed it. But as soon as I shut the game off and I turned it back on, it doesn't allow it anymore. So I don't know if there's something going on or it's a setting, or I'm going to have to look that up. But if you know, make sure you tell me in the comments below. There's a lot of things I'm asking you guys to put in the comments today. Let me know what you think about 1 to 10, what you think about the quality of what you've seen. Let me know if it looks good or bad. The games. Eve, to me, looked like it was showing change. Okay. But I'm kind of sad that, NVIDIA hasn't put anything in there for DLSS yet. AMD has for that, and kudos for AMD on doing that, but it's only FSR 1.0. But it's still something. Okay, it's still something to start with. That's fine. I understand. Takes time. But Eve has been out a long time, and Nvidia still hasn't put anything in there for Eve. I don't see DLSS 3. I don't see DLSS 3.5. I'm waiting patiently. I am waiting patiently. But as far as me trying to get you guys to see what's going on in CSGO 2, I'd rather have the monitors on so you can see the amount of FPS and everything that's happening with that game. But if I can't show that to you, I'd rather you not look at that game until you can see the amount of FPS I get with or without either DLSS 3 or 2 or 1 or FSR 3, 2 or 1. You know, what's the bumps? What's the bumps it gives? What percentage of FPS is it going to give with the quality? Okay, now that's the thing that everybody wants. They want high quality, they want the pictures to be nice and crisp on their monitors, and they don't want to lose the FPS to, because once you start losing FPS, then you start stuttering. But I mean, you can play a game all the way down to 30 FPS. Okay. You can play a game all the way down to 30 FPS. You can play it all the way up to the max. I can tell you this, my RTX 4070 is handling all those games. And I see some of the other reviewers put out their stats to CSGO 2. I hate to tell you, my highs on CSGO 2, back when I can get the monitors to work right. The last time I played CSGO 2, I hit 370 FPS, and that's moving around between like maybe it falls down about maybe to 260 and goes up to 370, 50, 350, 370, in between there. So my highs and lows are there. And does that number drop off? In between what I just told you, that's where it fluctuates. And that's running at my GPU at stock. And that's at stock. When I get the monitors to work right on CSGO 2, I will make another video just for CSGO 2, just for you all, so you can see the highs and the lows and everything else. I want you to see it in gameplay. I don't want you to see it to where, I'm not going to run up to you and say, look, I got this right here. This is what I have, and this is what I have, and show, benchmarks. I want to show you the real deal. I want to show you what's happening on the game. That's the reason why I'm doing this. I'm not showing benchmarks, is because it's pointless to show you a benchmark against one. It's pointless to show you all those benchmarks against one GPU against another GPU against another GPU. What is that going to solve? They all have the basic telemetry. Each one of them have all the basic telemetries. They all have the basic principles. Okay. If you're trying to base everything on their basic principles, then, I hate to tell you, they're all the same. They all play the same. Okay. One gives one better than another number. So what? If you can play the game and you can enjoy the game on the graphics card you got, then stick with the graphics card you got. And this is my honest opinion. If you got a badass graphics card, even if it's a 3090, 3080, 3070, 3070 Ti, and so on. If you are an Nvidia fanboy, fangirl, whatever, stick with Nvidia. And if you're an AMD fanboy, fangirl, whatever, stay with AMD. And if you're an Intel shill and you just got, Intel's Arc and you love the Arc, well, then you're a fan. Okay. Nobody can tell you different about what your graphics card's doing but you. You can look at everybody's numbers on their charts, but you look at your numbers and you go like, what is going on? Why are my numbers higher than theirs? Aren't they running a better motherboard? Aren't they running a better processor than me? Aren't they running more RAM than me? Aren't they running 5th gen? DDR5, sorry, DDR5. Aren't they running DDR5? Aren't they running a high processor like the 7950 X3D or the 7800 X3D? Aren't they running like the Intel 14th gen processor or the 13th gen? 14th gen, I know. But you see the point. I'm running DDR4. I'm running the Ryzen, what is it? See, I even forgot what it was. It was the Ryzen 7 5700X on a DDR4 motherboard with 64 gigs of RAM and a 1 terabyte SSD, SSD drive with 14 terabytes of a regular hard drive, which all my games were downloaded to the hard drive, not to the SSD. They were downloaded right to the regular plattered hard drive. And now everybody's telling me, oh, I should have never did that. But you know what? I play all the games and there's no problem with it. You understand? All the main programming switches through the SSD. The storage of the game lies right down there and switches between the SSD and the regular hard drive. And that's where it gets the motion of the game. But most of the motion in the game is played off of the SSD, the way this is set up. So if I'm getting insane FPS with great graphics, you think I'm going to complain about my 4070? Hell no. Hell no. Okay. I'm going to spend a minute or two to tell you why I'm not complaining about it. And the reason why, even at $600, it was well worth, the investment. And now it's down to $550. It lost $50, but it's getting closer to the same price of AMD stuff. So it still keeps up with AMD stuff. Even though everybody claims, oh, it doesn't do this, oh, it doesn't do that. And I'm sitting there looking at everybody's benchmarks when it comes to certain games. And I'm looking at my 4070 and I'm sitting there saying to myself, okay, well, how come I'm getting over 300 plus FPS on mine and they're not? Maybe because I'm pushing mine balls to the wall. Maybe because I want to know what it's going to do at its max. Maybe because I'm the kind of guy that just wants everybody to see it, hammered out and, going 100% like it's like you paid for it. You paid for that performance. When you pay for performance, you don't leave it sitting on the table. And that's what I've seen. Everybody leaving it sit on the table, showing you that it does 50 FPS here and it does 60, 100 FPS here. That's crap. I'm going to call this out. This is crap. The RTX 4070 does a lot more FPS and gives a lot better quality than everybody's giving it credit for. And I could care less what they say. Okay, I've been in this business 30 plus years. I know how a graphics card works. I know how to build a PC system. And I don't want to hear it from anybody else that, that the RTX 4070 is crap. You're just saying that because you're shilling out NVIDIA. It might be the name you guys are against, but don't judge unless you know the tech is bad, then that's a different story. But as far as I see, the tech is good. It's not because AMD built it. Asus built it. Asus built it. They only got the parameters and the chip from NVIDIA. Asus built this. So I'm not looking at NVIDIA at this point. I'm looking at Asus that built this. They're the ones that built that card. So they did a great job on building that card. I don't have a Founders Edition. I have an Asus Edition. The OC 12 gigabyte GDR6X. Big difference. You all can argue with me. I'm sure there's going to be somebody in the comment that's going to say to me, you don't know what you're talking about, this and that. Well, I hate to tell you this. I do know what I'm talking about because I've been running it for 3 to 4 months now, nonstop, and testing it every day. So I do know what I'm talking about. I'm taking one graphics card and I'm draining it out to see what it does. If I get one whole year on a graphics card and it still performs the same as when I first got it on the first day, then you tell me if it's good or bad after 1 year. So keep that in mind. I'm not going to razz anybody. I know people are going to have their comments on this, but I hate to tell you, I'm not looking at the name. I'm looking at the builder. Asus is the builder, not NVIDIA. Might be NVIDIA's tech, but it's Asus that built the card. Okay, so there it is. And if you don't like Asus, that's your problem. I like Asus. Okay. Yes, I'm a fanboy of Asus. So there you go. But anyway, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, welcome to the family. Welcome to JJ's PC Builds. And also to my veteran subscribers, much love to you as always. But we're going to have to get out of here until the next time and the next video. This is JJ on JJ's PC Builds. We will see you, and I know we'll see you on the next video.